Super happening. I'll get that one
Awesome.
off.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Kery, for joining me. Kery is a beautiful QLA within Solex, and we have been back and forth about how oils, because Kery is also an oils expert in the doTERRA world, and how the oils can be supporting with our inner voice and the specific notes and what oils match with them. And so I got really, really excited about this a while back. We went and did our digging around, didn't we? And I thought, well, let's do something with this. So this is our first kind of just bringing it out to the world, having a little bit of a chat about it. Kery contacted me earlier in the week and said, hey, we've got this really good BOGO, which is buy one, get one deal. So this is a little bit time sensitive. If you're watching this beyond, is it the 22nd or the end of the week, Kery?
End of the week, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what that date is. Maybe it's the 20th of March. So if you're watching beyond that, no, 20th is today. So 22nd of March, I think it is. That deal won't be on, but this information will still be relevant, particularly if you're wanting to know if you've got your own oils, all of those sorts of things. So Kery, I'm going to hand it over to you to pick your beautiful brains on all these things, because when we talk, Kery and I actually met at the Mind Body Spirit Festival, and she did this amazing talk, and it's just, yeah, I'm really looking forward to partnering on some things in the future. So I just wanted to let your brilliance show through and for everyone to enjoy.
Thanks, Paige.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kery. As Paige has said, yes, I use essential oils, and yes, I use a whole lot of other holistic practices. My background's actually medicine, but integrating everything is the way to go for sure. And nature's medicine, including both chemistry and energy, are the ways that we can all be empowered to try and get the best. And all life is a combination of energy and chemistry. So if we can understand that, if we put the two together, then we're going to get an amplified effect, which is good. Okay, let's just, there we go. So what we want is wellness. So if we're chemistry and energy, the whole idea of everything that we do with either the scanner or with oils or with diet is to actually have it to give our body what it needs. And wellness is not just, meeting a particular score on a blood test or whatever. It is the ability to get the most out of our daily activities without undue fatigue or physical stress. That's what wellness is. And on an emotional level, it's the ability to successfully handle life stresses and adapt to change in difficult times. And this is why the scanner is so good for your sort of like daily check-ins, just to see where you are on these scales. Look, I've just found it such a useful freaking tool.
Yeah.
And
to also know that you're doing something for yourself on the daily as well. You know what I mean? I think it's almost that mind. It's like, okay, I've taken care of that today, and now I can get on with things, And then if there's something that's out of balance, it's like, okay, what other tools, what lifestyle tools like oils can we bring in, and help support things? So yeah, I
the holistic thing, because wellness is a process. It's not just something that you get, but it's actually the act of practicing habits on a daily basis to not just survive, but to thrive. And that's what we're doing when we're actually checking in on a regular basis, because our bodies are freaking amazing. We have got this genetic code, this blueprint for doing life in the environment, and that involves balance. And just like Paige said earlier, it's all about finding the balance in our bodies. And our bodies, our biology actually has a language that it communicates within, and we can tap into that to find out what is happening with our balance. And that language is both energy and chemistry. And understanding that gives us a choice for how we can support that. And having tools really amps that up. So if we come back to the fact that all life is chemistry and vibrational energy, we know how freaking good we feel when we walk into a forest. And there's forest bathing, and it's the energy that is there. It's the the chemistry in the air that's being produced by the aromatic chemicals. And even when you see something that's green, this is how our brain works. When we see something that's green, it actually changes the chemistry in our body. So there's so many ways that we can actually look at, oh, I'm clapping, that we can look at how to keep these in balance. And I think, look, just because I love the science behind stuff so much, I just thought I'd just mention quickly some of the emotions that we feel. We're going to look at both their energetic levels within our bodies, but also what it looks like in terms of chemistry within our neurotransmitters. So we can see that there are a range of transmitters in our body. We'll all have heard of dopamine, and serotonin is one that most people have heard of. That's the sort of the balancing, that the chemical that keeps us emotionally balanced. That's really low in teenagers, just saying. And that's natural. That's natural. Oxytocin, that hormone that we're now, a neurotransmitter that we're now understanding, is so much more important than ever thought before, because it gives us that sense of connection. And connection is so important. You can see there that joy, when we feel joy, it's that combination of oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin. Peace.
So just on the teenager thing, because I have one. So you said serotonin is naturally low in them. Is that why it was serotonin that you said, wasn't it? Yeah. Is that why they have trouble getting to sleep at night? So they naturally go to sleep later and need to sleep.
Yes, there's absolutely a combination of that. There's also an input of one called GABA there, which is the peace one. Plus, their bodies quite literally are getting used to the fact that they're going to be sexually active. So their bodies, evolution is, like that's most people mate at night. So you don't want to be, they want to be able to stay awake at night longer. So there's a whole lot of science behind that, but it is the imbalance, and serotonin for sure impacts melatonin. So the balances of all of these are really important. And there are things like, that's why lavender works so well to help you get to sleep, because guess what it does? Increases serotonin, decreases cortisol chemically.
Interesting. So this would also be really applicable to, and I don't know whether you've seen this or not, but in body systems, there is now a hormone panel that you can scan and you can find out which hormones are out of balance.
Did not.
Okay, well, I might share my screen a bit later and show you my, I'll make sure I've got one in there. But yes, and so you can actually see the different levels. And so our next talk needs to be on that. On that type of things, and how which oils match to that as well, because it'd be really cool.
Well, because and we'll come to that, but you can see the whole point of this is just to show that molecules, emotions are molecules, emotions are chemistry, and we feel it and express it, and our energy can actually bring on those emotions, or those emotions can bring on the energy. It's a two-way thing. So if we understand that there's definite chemistry that we can modulate and change our emotional state, even if we do this, if we do that and you're grimacing, you are already changing your emotional state, because your brain goes, your cheeks are smiling, you must be happy, up to some endorphins. So when I was teaching, this is way off topic, but when I was teaching, I would always put a little smiley face on an exam at the top of the exam. And it said, look at me and smile and you get 10 points.
Beautiful. I love that.
And so straight away, they are in a much better emotional state.
That's funny, because I know a lot of, trainers and things, like personal trainers and things, that will say when you're in the middle of something really hard, put a smile, where's a smile? And my yoga instructor does it as well. So, you're breathing and you're in this awkward pose or whatever, and she's like, smile. So, that's exactly it. And you can't help it. It's like,
well, that's true. And you know how the penguins on Madagascar go, smile and wave, guys, smile and wave. Our saying is smile and breathe, because both of those actually affect our emotions really beautifully.
So
anyway,
true. I love that.
So that's the chemistry, the emotional chemistry. And then we've got this gorgeous, graph by David Hawkins, which actually shows, sorry?
In the way, I'm just going to move us over to this side so that we can see it properly. Yeah.
Okay. that has got this beautiful a range of frequencies. Now, at no time in our lives should our frequencies be the same, because if you're flatlining, you're dead. You know, like it doesn't matter whether you're flatlining up here or flatlining down here. It's always this, which is healthy, but keeping it within a healthy range. So we can see there that, you know, the fear, emotions like shame and guilt really lower our frequencies, and anything that can increase our cellular vibrational frequency is going to be better for our health physically and also emotionally. So there are things that we can do that increase our frequency, and some of those are down there. Meditation, actually using frequencies or listening to music, and aromatherapy, all of these increase our frequencies, our cellular frequencies, our vibration. So does being in nature. So does any sort of movement, breath work, being with community, actually practicing gratitude, and having the right food and water.
Yeah.
Hydration is incredibly important. So when we are using our inner voice scanner, it's picking up different things in our voice. And Paige, I mean, I'm just learning about this, but I am loving the fact that there are 12 notes and that they balance each other out in the pairings. And I'm finding a lot of C sharp G, either up, down, like it's this one is out. And that's really interesting to me, because I've been having to balance those on either direction for the whole week.
Wow.
So
And so
really interesting.
what, I don't know off the top of my head what they correspond to. I probably should have that with me, but what in that is it that?
Oh, that's that belief thing, and self, and I've just done it this morning as well. Damn it.
Yeah.
We can come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. We'll have a look. But yeah, it is amazing. And like you said before with that beautiful chart, you know, we are always, because people say to me, oh, I'm really interested to see what my inner voice says. And I said, it's never going to say that you don't have something going on. You know, like it's always going to pick up something in you, because we are always in a state of, you know, in and out of things, right? And we're not flatlining. We are having experiences every single second of the day, even if we don't realize we're being affected by it, you know. And that's why I also like to say with the inner voice, when someone first starts with it, is it might not be you that's feeling those things, but it might be what you're surrounded by. Yeah, I've had a few people who are like, oh, that's totally not me. And then I'm like, okay, so what's going on around you with your with your children, with your partner, and they're like, oh yeah, it's totally my partner. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what my son's going through right now, and I'm taking that on, you know. So yeah, it's amazing. And when we start to go, and like often I'll look at mine and go, oh, no, I'm not really feeling anger, you know, at the moment. And it's not me, you know, stuffing it down, because sometimes that happens. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh, yes, that would be Tim, or that would be the kids. Or
And it's funny, I just interpret it as being, it's not quite, it doesn't have to be one way or the other, but it's just not in balance.
yeah,
So whether it's someone else or you're
absolutely
experiencing it.
We're experiencing it. And that's that point of, you know, we're not just this person on our own. Our environment affects us. And so it's important to be balanced within that, so that then we can be, I guess, that point of stability. So even if all this stuff is happening around us, we can affect that in a positive way. I guess that's what you know. So my kids will often say to me, Mum, have you done your inner voice today? If I'm feeling, you know, if I'm a bit out of balance, I'm like, yeah, you done your tunes. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Point taken.
So
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah,
we're listening to notes to balance that out. So using frequency to balance imbalances in our own cellular frequency and raise our vibration. The other way that we can do that is with the chemistry. And so that's where aromatherapy comes in. So aromatherapy is not just putting, you know, pretty smelly plugins into a wall and making things smell nice or deodorized. Aromatherapy is actually aromatic chemistry used as medicine. And there's a big difference between fragrances and aromatic essential oils. And that's a whole nother story, but we can do just as much damage to ourselves by using, you know, shitty quality stuff that's out there
Yeah,
from the $2 shop, as we can by taking on someone else's energy.
absolutely.
And
I actually
aromatics.
can't handle, like, I'm actually quite sensitive. I stopped using perfumes and things.
Mm.
Oh gosh, years and years. I will only use oils as perfumes now, because my body can't handle. I'll actually literally get the big rashes around my eyes and things. And if I hug someone who is covered in perfume, it will stick to me and I'll actually feel physically ill. And I'll often get the same reaction. So I cannot do them. So I know completely what you mean about, having the wrong stuff. And that could be good quality perfume too. It's not just the
Yeah.
shitty.
Well, yeah, it's even worse with the Lynx deodorant
Oh
anyway.
gosh. Yeah, going through that with my teenage son at the moment, because he's like, Mum, no one uses roll-ons. I'm like, well, you can bring roll-ons back then, can't you? We'll get him the natural stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, everyone's spraying blooming, what's it called? Aluminium in their armpits then, aren't they? I said, and you're not going
Yeah.
to do that. So
Yeah, and gradually we get there, don't we? But
yeah,
just by giving the example. And for our family, essential oils have become absolutely a part of what we do, because it's been whatever it is, 12, 13 years. And only now, my son's, I think I spoke to you about running the pattern for my son who was doing an exam while I was overseas, and I was running that for him from the States, and I just sent him the picture of I said, this is what we're running on this scanner. This is what will be happening for you,
yeah.
just so that he was aware of it. So he's not yet used to it, but we're getting there, and it's lovely to have all those tools.
Well, my son woke up this morning and said, "Oh, Mum, that pain's still in my belly." I'm like, "All right, let's run you some frequencies, and then so I did his little homeopathics and said, "There you go. Let's see how you go today, and then we'll do it again tonight." And yeah, like there's no resistance around that for him. He's just like, "Yep, cool, thanks, Mum." Speaks into it, does
Yeah.
thing. He'll do the inner voice if I'm, remind him. But even just, yeah, and like today I'll probably run some digestion and tummy pain ones for him just to, to help with that. But yeah, it's so simple, but
It
I
is.
I have to admit, I love essential oils, but my knowledge of them has never been in the realm of, so I love having someone like you to, ask
And
questions.
it's so funny that it feels like I'm not an aromatherapist. My background is in medical science. I'm a vet,
Yeah.
and then went into human pathology. But if you can use the alphabet, you
Mm,
can use essential oils. It's just a matter of looking, and there's some beautiful apps that we
yeah.
can share
Yeah.
that both help with emotion, choosing from oils for emotions
Yeah.
and choosing oils for physical stuff. I've just had a beautiful friend who has had 4 months of chronic sinusitis.
Ah, yeah.
Lots of antibiotics. Like she only just reached out.
Mm,
We have spent 4 days putting together layers of oils for emotional and physical stuff.
perfect.
And she rang yesterday to say it's the first time she's driven down the mountains without her ears exploding in 4 months. And it's like,
And you
there you
live in
go.
the
Like,
mountains, so that's pretty massive. Like she needs,
yeah, yeah.
wow.
So, and these things are like they're at our, yeah, we don't have to know, but we can talk to someone. And that's the benefit of things like, Young Living and doTERRA, where they actually have communities like your scanning community. We actually are into education.
Yeah, and
Anything that's
experimenting,
church mark.
seeing what works and sharing
Yeah.
that. And yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
and having people that you can ask rather
Yes.
than just buying stuff off the shelf. Anyway,
Yes.
anywho,
Like, great.
so let's get into how these oils might be able to support what we're doing now. We're only looking at inner voice at the moment because we're trying to combine that idea of chemistry and frequency, and we know that these are the notes
Mhm.
that are scanned for, and that we get the three most out of balance, and
Mhm.
then the one that's the lowest. That's
Yeah.
what we get.
Yeah.
And with these notes, they all have particular vibrations,
Mhm.
and they can be paired with
Yes.
oils that have specific chemistry, but of course, everything has its own vibration. So the emotional components, the emotional benefits of these oils can also match what those notes are doing.
Yeah.
So we can see here that, cypress is the oil of flow. Cedarwood is the oil of community. So when we look at the emotional support that note C is giving us to balance out, I can't remember its pair. I'm just really aware of C sharp and G because I keep getting them. And if we look at that, if we look at C sharp and G,
Yeah.
tea tree and peppermint are protective, energizing,
Mm.
really putting increased oxygenation. And if you look at C sharp, clary sage and chamomile are both really calming, but also clarity of vision.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's beautiful to look at simple things that
Yeah.
you might diffuse, or things that what I'm now doing is going, oh, well, I might avoid that one. If that's out of balance,
Mm.
I might usually use, like I would normally use peppermint every day. And today it's like, okay, I'm just going to back off that one today. And I'm more into the clary sage. Yeah.
And so just we weren't going to go into this anyway, but would you recommend, so if you wanted to use all four of them, is diffusing all four a good idea or not? Like the four?
Yes, you
Yes.
can absolutely diffuse
Yep.
four at once. You can layer them and you can use them on different meridians,
Yep.
or you can use them at different times during the day, or use your intuition.
Yeah,
What a
or
lot
muscle
of people
testing.
do
So a
is
lot of
just
people in
go,
our community have the muscle testing as well. So you could definitely
there
do
you
that.
go. Yep,
And if
absolutely.
you're like me and a complete numpty, and and maybe you want to, would you recommend, like you did say, putting them on meridian so you can actually put them on your skin as well?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the other thing that I would recommend is to go for, because I always say go for the lowest one, the one that's most, particularly if you're time poor and you just want to wear one set of the glasses, for instance, for the color therapy, they say do the lowest one, so that's the fourth frequency
Okay.
that you get. So maybe even if it's just one that you don't want to layer it, you don't want to, you don't want to think too hard, you could just go for that one as well, and that would be
So good.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome. So this was my scan today. And we can see, of course, there's C sharp back in there. So my lowest frequency is C sharp, and yesterday it was G. Isn't that funny? Yeah. And
Yeah.
my my frequencies that are most out of balance are G, B, and C.
Yep.
So to work with that, so my lowest one, oh no. So the matching one for G is C sharp. Now, do I want to do that because my C sharp is low? Or do I want to use this? This is the question for me, to actually bring up my C sharp because the corresponding one is G.
Well, the corresponding, okay, so these are your ones that are out of balance, your high frequencies out of balance, or the ones
Yep.
that are going to bring you back into balance. Okay. Right. Okay.
So these are the ones that are out of balance, and
yeah,
these are the matching
order.
ones, the
Yeah,
pleasing
right.
ones.
Because you do get, okay, cool. And so they were on your report as well, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you would probably, I think you would still be able to use them, even though the G and the C, like you say, C sharp are kind of interwoven, but
But
you would probably,
because C sharp is so low, listening to what you said there, I've gone, well, maybe I should actually be doing more of the clary sage and
yeah,
chamomile.
that would have been my
Not
thought as
at
well, to
G.
counteract it. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah,
Okay, so there's ways that we can use them, and we don't have to use all. But I can choose to use clary sage, lang lang, and geranium, which is interesting that they go so well together. Like these are all the florals, so
yeah,
the florals tend to support very strongly opening up
yeah,
and calming and feeling that sense of love and self-time, which is beautiful.
beautiful.
Um, mm. So there's a whole range of oils that were back there, and we know that maybe some of the people watching this, that maybe you've got your oils already, which is awesome, and this might help you to use them. If you wanted to actually look at using these oils, we can definitely help you get them good quality oils. I specifically use doTERRA, not well, yes, because of the quality, absolutely, yes, for sure. Like we are very very well researched. I am not going to get into a debate. Like, I would never put down any other essential oil company. But for me, the choice of doTERRA comes from its impact of sourcing. So they have a thing called co-impact sourcing, which to me gives it another level of energy. So I feel truly that in the bottles, not only have we got quality of chemistry, but we've got the energy of absolute love in there. So that gives it that, boost. Now that's coming from me. And I absolutely respect people's choices because we all have them, about what sings to them. So this is just my personal thing. What I've done here is I've actually highlighted, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those 12 notes
Yeah.
have supportive oils, and probably B as well, because there's an oil called hinoki, which is like sandalwood, which are available right now to us as a BOGO, buy one, get one. So it's basically half price. So
I
if
had
you're not
seen
using
that.
essential oils,
I'd also seen that hinoki and wondered about that. So that was really cool because the sandalwood is something that I really, really love. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I don't have any at the moment. So
yeah, well, hinoki and hinoki and rose quartz face roller, something completely different, are actually gifts if you buy the whole lot.
oh, wow.
But each is available as a pairing as well. So this is just if we're still within the time period, or if it's next week and you wanted to connect with me, and I'll try and sort something for you.
Yeah.
But this offer is, it's valued at well over 500, and the cost is 294. That includes your shipping, that includes your wholesale membership, that includes, $600 worth of oils,
Wow.
which is pretty insane, especially given that you've got so many that are specific to the inner voice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
There's also separate pairings that you can get individually. So you Lang Lang, you get by Lang Lang, get cypress. Lang Lang is the oil of the inner child. So it's bringing back that sort of beautiful, naive happiness as well, and just joy. And cypress is the oil of flow. Geranium is the oil of love and trust, and osmanthus is the oil of centeredness. So there's each of the oils has its own emotional value, chemically and energetically. But when we match them with the things that we've got, then it's going to do nothing but build. So this is just, this is obviously a particularly, as you say, time-sensitive offer. But any order that's, got a particular amount in it is going to have free membership. You get 25% off. You get us to support you. A lot of you will already have your support crew, and you'll have access to this, which is awesome. And if you're working with someone, then reach out to them to make sure that you get this, because just like, the scanner, we want to really respect relationships. And so, whatever happens here will be with Paige, but it's, we totally understand that there are those of you who have rules already, and absolutely, hopefully this will help you to use the ones you've got.
Absolutely. I also love that, there are the blends there as well, because I looked up the Clary Calm, and I noticed that things in there spanned across, a few of the different notes. And so I was like, oh, wow, if you really wanted to do your research, and it doesn't matter which company you're with, there's different blends in different companies, obviously.
Absolutely.
But you could literally look at, the ingredients and say, maybe I started to do it, but to go through and say, like, I put Clary Calm next to the ones that it was relevant to. And I was like, okay, so if I had a few of them turn up, that would be the one that I could use because it's all in one, so that's really nice too. But I love that this has got a whole heap in there that, like there's lemon, and there's, a few others in like rosemary and those sort of things, which a lot of people who have oils will probably have them already anyway, and eucalyptus. And, there were a few there that I'm like, oh, I can tick those off anyway, because I have those already, but these ones, a lot of these ones in here, I don't have, so it was like, okay, cool. They're a little bit more out of the box. Lavender I have, but, some of those I don't. So it's like, oh, cool, you know, because often sometimes with these packages you'll have double ups or something, and you're like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
these ones are really
No, it's been really specific
yeah,
for it's an emotional support. Like they're really looking at the physical stuff for aging and skin, and rest, which we all need.
yeah,
But the pairings have been very conscious of emotional support as well, which I think is quite beautiful.
that's
Yeah.
so when it says anti-aging support and natural skincare there on those couple,
Yep.
does that mean that you're actually putting them on the skin, or what's the goal?
Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely. So there's an ebook that comes with this, and I'll send you the link, or you've probably already got the link,
yeah,
where you can download all the DIYs, all the information about how to use every single one of these oils, depending, and even if you're not getting it, you can still get the ebook.
brilliant.
And the oils, so long as they're of good quality and you're comfortable using them on your skin, you absolutely can. We can use them as food flavoring in the diffuser or topically. A lot of people prefer to dilute every oil that they use, and that is okay as well. That actually makes them last longer and
Yeah.
can amplify the effect. And other people choose to use them without dilution. And again, if there's any chance of sensitivity, or if it's a hot oil, absolutely dilute.
Yeah.
But use them how you feel comfortable, is the thing for me. I think we've got more intuition, we've got more understanding than we give ourselves credit for. Yes, listen to the information, but we all get to choose our own way. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to mention as well, you know, this is a beautiful thing for those of you who have natural health businesses, because a lot of us are practitioners. So if you already use oils in your business, this is a beautiful way that you can add in, I guess, this pairing with the inner voice as well, and maybe do suggestions for your clients as well. And so then, you know, if you already have your account, your doTERRA or whatever it is, you know, that's a way to then also, I guess, educate. Oops,
That's
sorry.
all right. No, I just
Okay.
stopped sharing.
I thought my computer had shut down. I was just telling Kery to
No, lovely. No,
educate.
I
I'm
just
like, oh no, it's
you
gone.
don't.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just to educate, you know, your clients and things on that, and then that becomes, you know, a way for them to further work with their inner voice if you're giving them their inner voice, that they can do at home, and maybe then that's another way of, you know, introducing them to the oils, which could be another income stream to you as well.
It's
So
just value add. Everything's a
yeah,
value add. And
absolutely.
what I am doing at the moment is offering my new members an inner voice scan as a
Oh,
welcome
love
gift.
that. I love
So
that. Oh,
that's,
you can add in a
like
little
it's
bit
just,
of this is how, especially the new people who come with a BOGO now, because there's so
yeah,
many of the emotional ones in there. You can go, look, pair it with this and this and this. Oh, that's cool.
yeah, no, it's beautiful. And that's it. Like there's lots out there that we can use, and let's just have choices about what we're into and what we're not. What
Perfect.
works
Yeah.
for us. Let's trust our communication with ourselves, so long as we are open to it.
I love
Yeah.
it. So, Kery, you're going to pop your link there in case people do want to take care of this and they don't take care of this, take advantage of this. And if they don't
Sure.
have already their own accounts and things, so that'll be below this video wherever we're posting it. But it is time sensitive, as we said. I think it was Friday that you mentioned. So
Yeah.
I put the proper date on there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the 20th today, so it'll be the 22nd. So sorry about the short notice, guys, but we didn't really know about it till yesterday. And we pulled it all together in a day. We said, quick, we've got to do this because that's such a great opportunity. But again, the information in here, it doesn't finish on Friday. You know, use the information, contact myself or Kery if you want to know more about things, or go to your people in your team, you know, whatever team you're in as well, and get the info, you know, because it's so good. And I just feel like this is so complimentary. And we fell in love at the Mind Body Spirit because we were talking the same language, didn't we? You know, and it was like, oh my
Well, it
God,
was the science too. Love
energy.
science, but not everything is scientifically able to be tested. So it's that whole, yeah,
Yeah.
chemistry and energy, my friend. It's all
Yeah.
together.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. Well,
All
thank
right.
you so much, Kery, for your time today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lovely to see everybody. Not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And you'll have to go and check out that Body Systems and untick everything and just do hormones. And you'll start to see that hormone panel come up there too. And it's really quick and easy. So another tutorial on that soon. Awesome. All right.
All right. I will definitely do that.
Yeah.
All
Thanks
right.
for joining.
Thank you for the opportunity. And love to work again together. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Thanks, love. Bye.
I have stopped the recording.